This podcast is meant for mature audiences only and contains strong sexual language. Welcome to Sex, Love, and the Black Experience with your hosts, Miss Kiki Love and Miss NeshaB of Orgasmic Melanin Goddesses. We're just two dope sisters who love to talk about sex and give our amazing guests a platform to share their experiences and expertise as it pertains to sex, love, and the Black experience. So let's get started.
Welcome back, niggas and niggas.
Well, we don't have that pew.
We ain't got no pew, but we gonna make our own pew.
We make our own pomp and circumstances.
Period. Welcome back, everybody, to Sex, Love, and the Black Experience podcast with your co-host, Miss Kiki Love.
And I'm Miss NeshaB.
And we are Orgasmic Melanin Goddesses. OMG, you're nasty. And I know all y'all is nasty out there. I know you're nasty. You like eating ass and stuff, and we love that for you.
Okay, hello.
Yes. And we have a special guest in the building today. We are listening.
So excited oh my God.
She's finally here, y'all. Listen, it took us 5,000 years to get this beautiful woman in here, but she's here. Yes. And she is in our presence, and we are so grateful to have. Do your honor, sis. Do your big one.
Mistress Nikki Styles. Pew.
Wait, do
we have to put the xoxo on there?
That's not necessary.
Okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got to give you all, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything. But we met, so we were going to have our expo in 2024, and we put it out there that we were looking for performers and we were looking for workshop leaders.
Yes.
And that's how we first came to know Nikki, Mistress Nikki, as it's like candy, right?
Yes.
So for burlesque,
Correct.
and unfortunately, of course, we weren't able to do our expo. But first of all, we just have to say thank you and thank all the other people who just understood, supported us, loved us. Shit happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you just be lifing.
But guess what? You just keep it moving, keep it moving. And of course, now you're going to be a part of our 2025 expo.
I'm so excited.
But we were so excited when we saw the flyer for the Chocolate Box Burlesque in Tucson. We piled up in our little ride and went to Tucson because we like supporting Black events, especially Black pleasure events. Okay, it was dope. Okay, can I just let me just give my
come on,
and I'm gonna read your bio after
this. Go on, do your big one, sis.
Okay, so we went. First of all, I love intention.
Yes,
it was a Black owned event. Yes, right, at a Black owned boutique hotel.
Yes.
Shout out to the Clifton Hotel.
Yeah,
okay?
Shout out.
Black sponsors. Yes. Right? And all Black burlesque dancers.
Yes.
Okay? Dope.
Period.
I could not miss that for the world. Yes. I had just come back from out of town. I had just come back from Portland. I was like, oh, it doesn't... Gotta go there. I think we ended up, we had bought like 4 or 5 tickets. It was like 4. We was like, we going, okay? Yep. And drove to Tucson. And if we did not have something going on that Sunday, we would have stayed the night.
Yep.
That was my third time. Our third time coming to Tucson because we did a couple of other events there, but they weren't Black. They weren't all Black events. So this meant so much to us. Yep. The performers were amazing. You were amazing. So I was like, oh, okay, she like Beyonce.
Period. When she came out to church, girl, I was like, yes!
The church. But it was just like, so for me, I have always been in love with burlesque. Yes. Like, I just love the sexiness of it. I love, like, the mystery of, to me, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm gonna give you a little something, but I'm gonna keep a little something back. And right, it's the tease, and it was just so beautiful. It was so intimate. It was a very nice intimate setting.
Yes.
You guys went all around. We just felt a part of it. Now, we were horrible throwing them dollars. Though.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was chucking. I was like, hope it catch you.
I can't be on no baseball team, but like I was like, I had to be like, excuse me, can you get that dollar right there and throw it over there? I was terrible.
It's okay. Next time we're gonna have kittens going around with the beautiful little baskets.
Ooh, next time we gonna do it again.
Yes. Come on.
I am so excited. I am so excited. I hate when people say Arizona don't have shit going on.
Lie.
Like for black people. That's what they say. I'll be like, are you sitting at home waiting for
That's exactly
black events?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Because
they be literally knocking on the door like, excuse me, where are the nigga events?
Yeah.
Where are the nigga events? What is going on?
Right.
Like, no ma'am, no sir, that's not how this works. You have to go and find your tribe. You have to find the things, right?
But to be a 4, they say we're 4% black, right?
Yes.
In Arizona.
But it's so, I feel like I'm back in Detroit. Like, it's so much stuff going on. But it's because people are coming from, like, all over, bringing their events and their culture here. And I think it's so dope. And whatever you do, we are supporting 100%.
Always.
Tucson ain't nothing but a drive. It ain't
an hour and a half, okay? Don't play.
That ain't shit.
Don't play. Because we was,
but you are more.
Lying.
You are more than just burlesque. So let me read
Come
this
on
bio.
and read that bio.
I read this bio and was like,
come on and read the bio.
Okay. I'm going to read it exactly the way it says.
Come on.
And I mean,
come on and pinky out.
It says, I've been involved in the lifestyle for more than a decade. I am a sensual, dominant, strong mistress. You may call me Mistress Nikki. My specialties are CBT. Let's tell people what that is.
That is cock and ball torture.
Yes, I had to look that shit up. Impact play. Now I know what that is. Mommy son play.
Come on.
Sissification.
Come on.
Cuck ownership and puppy play.
Come on, cuck ownership.
I enjoy obedient bitch boys that know and understand my time is precious and not everyone is worthy. Hello?
That means give you your motherfucking dollars and don't play.
I adore sweet sissies that love to dress up for me and beg to bend over for me.
Come on.
My darling little boys that desire to feel the warmth of mommy's bosom while being cuddled and explained to of how natural it is for your little boy cock to get hard for mommy. I done messed that up. I gotta redo that. My darling little boys that desire to feel the warmth of mommy's bosom while being cuddled and explained to of how natural it is for your little boy cock to get hard for mommy. Okay? Ooh. And of course, my loyal pups, whom loves to bury their muzzles in my crotch, sniffing the essence of their mistress owner. And at this stage, I think it's past time to link up with all you fabulous kinksters in Arizona.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope I did it justice. Because I love it. You know what?
That's a mouthful right there.
And I love that you say that at the end about, because I feel like sometimes in the kink world, in the sex space, we are in silos.
Yes.
It is so hard to find your tribe.
Yes.
And then what happens is, and that's the reason why we do the expo, because we want to give exposure to people, you know, of color in all different spaces. And we tired of people saying that's white people shit. So we wanted to bring people that look like them. And then they come and be like, oh my God, I'm not crazy that I like this shit. Because I thought it was white people shit, so I didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times we are into kinks, but we don't even realize that it's a kink.
Right.
It's
not we don't have the language
exactly
for what we're into. Because I've been in the lifestyle for over 20 years. I know I look 21, but baby's about to be 40. Baby about to be 40. And I've been in the lifestyle for a very long time and just didn't have the language for what I was into back then. And now that we have the proper language and the consent forms and things,
it's coming
we understand this shit now. So it's like, dang, I was into that and I just didn't even have the language for it. So that's dope. And I love that. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'll be just loving you and you just be loving me and I'll just be loving us. Like, dope, sis.
Are you originally from here?
No.
Okay, where are you
I'm
originally
from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Born and raised.
Shout out to
in
Brooktown.
Brooklyn, in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
I left New York in my early 20s.
Okay.
Traveled a little bit. Ended up in Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been in the lifestyle, like I said, for the past decade. It was in my youth, in my 20s,
Yes.
when I took on a much more seasoned lover, that I got introduced to various forms of play and the lifestyle, and from voyeurism to...
That's my king.
Yeah.
I mean, the thrill of thinking that maybe somebody's watching you doing naughty, nasty things.
Yeah.
See, you need me.
Right.
Y'all need voyeurs. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, that is the forgotten kink, y'all. I'm just telling y'all. Because I'm going to be all in, like, what's going on? Okay.
Because
But
she
that's what it
knows
normally
it. That's
is.
what it is. Yeah. And I love to watch. So I want to see some shit.
It normally just takes that one person to introduce you to something that you did not think was possible or even existed, to open your eyes up to a whole new world. And once that relationship ended, I still continued to incorporate play into my life. And I just started attracting more and more people to me. And granted, I did put myself out there, you know. You're familiar with FetLife, so I put myself out there. I got my profile and everything together, and they just came. So
FetLife is kinky Facebook.
Exactly.
That's what I call it.
Exactly. If you're curious about a variety of play, or just curious to get out there to see who all else is out there, FetLife was something that definitely changed the game for me. As far as having access to folks, connecting and collaborating with other folks. I've met so many wonderful people on FetLife that enjoy a variety of play. And it's also a nice way to introduce yourself to other types of play. Like, before, I was never really into shibari, but so for those of you who do not know what shibari is, it is the art of rope play. You can create so many different designs from corsets. So because, you know, I am a dickologist, I like to refer to myself as a connoisseur of cocks, if you will.
I was about to say, dickologist.
A dickologist,
Okay, I got it.
yes,
I'm
a
late. I was late.
Yes.
I was
Put that
late.
on a shirt.
I appreciate the beauty of the dick, of the penis. I like the way it grows for me. It expands for me. It talks back to me. It does.
Come on.
But in the art of shibari, I learned how to tie the penis and create different designs and different erogenous zones on the penis. And on the penis, it's one of my new kinks that I'm getting into.
Now, I have never seen shibari on the penis. That's interesting. That's new. So I got tied up for the first time.
How was that?
When I went to Sex Geek Summer Camp. It was amazing. I was tied. I can't stand for a long period of time. So I told him, I was like, can I just sit in a chair and you tie me? We were in the middle of a playroom, a play party. And he tied me up and I was sitting there for 45 minutes. Tied up, and it was amazing. I was like, oh wow, this is great. I couldn't go anywhere. I was literally tied, my feet and everything. But he had only been doing it for 2 years, and his artistry, his work was really amazing. Just for only doing it for 2 years.
Wow.
I thought it was really great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I enjoy the release of shibari, the vulnerability.
that's what I love. Like, literally, I was in the middle of a play party. And I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. And then he went behind me and he was like breathing in my, and I was like, oh shit, I can't even move. I was like, oh my God, it was amazing.
Yes.
So now I'm hooked.
But that's what I love about the world of kink.
Yes.
There is literally something
Like,
for
for
everyone.
everyone. Yep.
Yes. Like I said, I consider myself a sensualist, so I enjoy touch.
Yes.
I enjoy my senses to be stimulated. So sound, lighting, all of that plays into the kink. You know, when you create that environment and then you just allow your senses to take over and you stop thinking so much, the amount of pleasure that you can take yourself and your partner to is euphoric.
I want to touch on that, because I think sometimes, like, let's say for vanilla people who don't even think about kink, what could you say to a person, like, what could be beneficial to even incorporating a little kink into your sex life? Like, what would you say in terms of a relationship, taking it to the next, like, what would you say?
I think when you're with someone for a very long time, it's very easy to fall into a pattern, and I dare say for your sex life to become a bit stagnant. So incorporating a variety of play, it keeps it spicy, it keeps it interesting. It helps you not only to push yourself to new heights, but to your partner as well. And just introducing something as simple as a blindfold. And I say simple because I think, when we're talking, those who have been a part of the lifestyle for such a long time, that is like a baby step.
Right.
But for a lot of people, it's traumatic. It can be very traumatic.
It can be. And that's why having those conversations are so important about your boundaries.
Yes.
What you're comfortable doing, what you're not comfortable doing. We know about safe words, things to signal your partner when you're experiencing some discomfort or anxiety or fear, and how to bring you back to that safe space is so important to talk about before you even start implementing other things into your play. But starting with something simple that you and your partner are both comfortable with, and going from there. So for me, it was my first experience was being blindfolded, and because, like I said, I am a sensualist, having my eyes covered allowed my other senses to be heightened. So my sound, listening, touch, smell. For me,
which is all sexy.
It is.
I always do that when I do a scene. As someone that is a BDSM artist as well, I always blindfold my subs because I want all their other senses to be heightened.
Yes.
So their skin will start getting, goosebumps. Their sense of smell will start.
Anticipation.
It's an anticipation.
You don't know.
Right. You don't know what I'm about
touch.
to do. You don't know where I'm about to go. But you just know I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part. I'm about to fuck you up. About to fuck you up. It's about to be real good. Because I love incorporating temperature play.
Yes.
It's very good. Right? I love incorporating eyes. This one, she be always like, you gonna do something? You gonna do something? You gonna do a little?
Oh, it's all in the eyes. It's all in the eyes.
It's just a little something. Let me just figure it out.
Don't turn away.
Yeah.
The other thing that I for me, I feel like I think it can bring relationships closer.
Yes.
Because in kink, there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of communication about boundaries, what you like, what you don't like, what turns you on, what doesn't turn you on. A lot of relationships and couples don't do that. They don't address
Surprisingly,
that.
right?
They just get in. It's like, I know what I like. I know what pleased me, and I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna put it on you, and they don't even think to ask. Well, did you feel pleasure? Did you like that?
Feel for you?
Whereas to me, I feel like kink forces that, and so a lot of people don't even know that they're probably even doing kink anyway. They just don't. They don't, like we said, you don't have the language for it.
Right.
But for me, I feel like bringing kink in. It really forces those conversations, which makes your connections closer.
Yes.
And then the aftercare, people don't understand that there's aftercare in kink, and that's important. Like to acknowledge, your partner and make sure that they feel, loved and supported.
And
all of those, and see, it's almost like, literally, I feel like kink could be taught in a vanilla way, like how to incorporate kink in a vanilla way. I really think that could be a class. I'm telling you, I'm an ideas person, where it's like people can understand it and be like, oh, I didn't realize, I'm thinking it's just 50 Shades of Grey. I'm so sorry, y'all saw that damn movie. But what I'm saying is, like, people just think what they see on the surface, and they really don't understand the underlying benefits of it. Like, kink can be used for therapy. People use it for therapeutic purposes. I found, we had learned that people who are in constant pain, pain 24/7, they learn to incorporate kink to control that pain. So it's so many different ways that it can be incorporated.
I agree.
Cause so even like we in reading your bio, and it's like the sissification and the cock and ball torture. Why would somebody want? You know what I'm saying? Like how when you have your clients and stuff, have they ever shared with you like the benefits of that for them, even just outside of like I you know that I need, you know, I need that torture? Do they talk about the mental or the emotional benefit or anything behind that?
Yes. So before I agree to take on any new clients, I have meetings with them. Something very simple, cocktail of coffee, and I just sit down and I talk with them. You know, figure out what they are wanting to receive from our relationship.
Right.
What they are experiencing, any previous experiences that they may have had, and for a lot of them, it's relinquishing control. A lot of my subs that enjoy sissification are very powerful men in high positions at their employment.
Typically.
And I know, right? Older white men that just want to be controlled and want someone to show off for. Put on something pretty and prance around in heels and just be the feminine that is already within them, allowing that feminine to come forth without judgment and feeling free in that. And I provide that space for them. So.
Yeah. That's I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm reading a book called Gender Magic by Ray McDaniel, and I have a trans child, and I actually had, because I met Ray at the event I went to, and I had them sign the book to my child. And I was like, I'm gonna read it first and then I'm gonna send it to you. But it's done a lot for me in reading that book, because it's changing the mindset about gender and overall, like you know how the traditional way is like men do this and you know women do this, and it even has me questioning, because we bottom line, we have masculine and feminine in all of us, energy in all of us, and it even has me questioning, like, you know, doing things just because I'm a woman or I'm supposed to do that and stuff like that. So it even is beyond the conversation around trans and non-binary. And the fact that you said is like people who are even very powerful, they're constantly having to be told that they have to meet this standard as this powerful, strong man, and they need that time with you really to be like, you know what I'm saying, to be soft, like you said,
to be in their feminine.
I love it. Again, and see, this is why we have these conversations, because a lot of people, they're interested in things, but they go to the darkest places of the internet, and they don't really know sometimes where to go or really have these conversations and understand that it's okay, and it doesn't make you you know what I'm saying, something wrong with you, or you're gay because of this or whatever. You just, sometimes you need to tap into different energies that you don't have the ability to do, because you have to meet certain standards.
But
you know
having a guide, having someone to guide you through that, it's imperative and it's important. I have another sub that enjoys cock and ball torture and impact play. And he deals with a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. And my time with him allows him to release a lot of that angst that he holds on to on a day-to-day basis. It gives, for lack of a better word, it gives a reason for him to let go. And he sees it as him gifting that experience to me. And at the same time, I'm guiding him through that. So he makes himself vulnerable, allows me to help him guide through that. And for me, it is a gift, because it is a responsibility. It is. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, being a dom, it is a responsibility. Okay, you can't. I don't like it when I see folks come into the lifestyle and they think it's a persona that you put on and you have to be mean and you have to be strict. A lot of it is care. A lot of it is attention. A lot of it is paying attention to detail, paying attention to not just the physicality of what you're doing, but watching the emotions of the person that you are experiencing this with. It's so important to cherish that position as being a dom, because it's not for the faint of heart.
It's doing this work is a gift from the Lord. I will say that. It is not easy. You take a lot in. You take a lot, and me being an empath, I understand. the energy work that we do as doms and as switches, people don't understand.
It can be taxing on you, right?
It's very taxing. You just need a break. I wanna talk to you. I wanna ask you, what do you do when you need to release? What do you do for your time when you need to let go?
I am definitely a self-care advocate. I believe in baths. I believe in meditation. I believe in taking walks. I believe in being out in nature. I am a 420 girl. So there are things that I do to make sure I'm nourishing and nurturing myself, because if I'm not at my best, I can't give my best.
Right.
We all know that.
You can't give from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So before I have a session, I have a ritual that I do before and after a session. Before my sessions, I like to take a bath if I have the time for it. I definitely meditate. I play out in my mind what we're going to do in that session. Before I have any session, I have the conversations with my sub. What is something that you would like to experience this time? And I play out in my mind how I want it to go, what is going to happen. Because for me, just to go in there blindly, it leaves too much room for not just mistakes, but for unexpected things to happen. But when you kind of have a plan, even if the unexpected does happen, you have like a backup, you know?
Right.
So I like to prepare myself before my sessions and after my sessions, just like within it, you have your self-care. You have your bring down from your session. For me, my self-care includes mellowing out, and I need to be by myself. Usually I'm sitting in my thinking chair in my backyard. I have like a Hawaiian themed backyard, and I'm sitting in my chair again replaying things, sometimes thinking, okay, how did he react when I did that? And what can I do to make the experience better, pleasurable, more for my sub? And some things that maybe I didn't like, and some things I would want to change. So it's kind of like you mentally prepare for it, and then once your session happens and it's over, part of my coming down is replaying it, and whatever has happened. I can't control it, and just let it go. You have to really know how to let go of certain energies as well, because holding on to that, it can take you to places that you really don't want to go. Because when you are a dom, you're taking on another person's energy. Yeah. So you have to give yourself that time and that space to release that. So that's what I do.
That's good. Cause I need a moment. I be needing a minute. I be needing some time. I be like, bitch, give me a day or two.
I know. I'm trying to get her. I'm like, what is your dom name? It's time for you to be there. She was like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, but she, you know, in your own time, I think she'd be a great dom. Me, I'm sub all the way. I think it's because like all my life, you know, I'm constantly single mom, always had to take care of things, always the oldest child, all this stuff. So I don't want somebody in the bedroom be like, do this. And I was like, okay, yes, daddy, what you want to do? So my hubby and I recommend this, and I want to ask you this, because you know, people come in, they be like, oh yeah, we gonna do some BDSM, and then couples go in the room and they be fucking it up. They don't know nothing. They don't do nothing right. And I'm like, I recommend that people see, it's just like when you go to a therapist, or if you go and you want to learn a skill or something, find someone, a BDSM expert that specializes in what you want to do.
Yes.
And they can guide you. You know what I'm saying? They can show you how to do it. So like my husband, I'm like, I want us to go and to go to a specialist and really like, so we can learn each other's, you know, boundaries, this and that, learn techniques, but with someone there that can keep it safe.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and then we can go home and fuck each other up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But safely, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're guided. So how important is it that people not just go out here and be trying to do it without some support?
Well, definitely safety. Safety first. Yeah. You know, you never want to harm or injure anyone. So I agree, finding someone who is much more well versed and experienced than you are to kind of guide you. I did that when I decided that I wanted to be a pro dom. I was living in Europe at the time, and
What part?
I was living in a little tiny town called Lakenheath, and but I would travel to London, and I was under her name is Mistress Josephine, and she was at 44 Baker Street in London. And I would go to her dungeon, and she would teach me how to properly prepare for subs. I went there to learn impact play. And she would provide a sub for me, taught me how to properly spank, how to properly paddle, and the signs to look for. Now, granted, this was on pale, non-melanated skin. Right. So their skin turns red faster than ours does. But still, reading the signs of the skin, reading the signs of the body, the way his muscles would tighten, she taught me so many things, and I'm an old school learner. I'm hands-on. So you can show me, you can tell it to me, I can read it, but it's different when you show me. And having that time with Madam Mistress Josephine and learning from her and learning her demeanor and etiquette and protocol. Now, this is from a British lady, okay? Learning that type of proper etiquette and what to do and what not to do was so imperative to me, because it was the introduction to a much grander world, but it taught me to take the time. This is not a world that you want to just rush into blindly, because you can really fuck somebody up. You can really hurt somebody.
Get some rope and be like, I'm gonna tie you up. I'm like, no. You don't ask, you don't know if they have body issues.
Exactly.
You just put some rope on somebody.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Like, even from the type of rope that you're using, you know, using a cotton twine is very different than using a thicker, heavier woven rope, because it feels different on the skin. Right. So you need to know these things about your person. You know, how do you feel when your wrists are tied? How do you feel when your torso is tied? Do you have asthma? Do you, you know, is blood clots an issue for you? These are things that you need to ask. Having these type of consultations, unfortunately, a lot of newbies, folks that's new to King, don't even take the time to do that. They just jump into and
that's why, seriously, that's why we're doing what we do, because we want to bring people who have curiosities or who are already in a space, bring them, they find in their tribe, right? Because we are a transplant state, right? People coming from, like, you coming from Brooklyn, I'm coming from Detroit, she coming from the Bay Area, and you might have already had a community there, but when you come here, you don't know where to go. And so that is the most important thing, is like, let's get out of these silos. Also, the other thing is, let's support each other, because collaboration is key. That we are big on that. It's like, imagine if you have a community of people that you all support each other, or even that you could collab with, and then bring your audience and bring their audience. You know, it just makes it a much bigger, better, you know, event.
And it gives people more options.
It does. And I like more and more, the more and more we meet, you know, people and learn, because you know, Kiki was in this space for a long time. I'm I'm 50 years old, and I didn't really get into the sex space till 40. And I was a prude, and I did a sex party, my first sex toy party. I was just doing it to make some money. And I was at the sex toy party, and the ladies was telling their sex story, and I was sitting there like, I was pearl clutching.
You had the face of judgment.
Right, I was pearl clutching everything. I said, and then I started educating myself. So for me, I'm just like learning. I learn, and so I always tell myself, like, you know, I feel like we bring the experts to the people.
Yes.
Right.
And we put together, we just bring everybody, and everybody just get in where they fit in. And
I love that.
Right. And the whole goal is that you want to see people that look like you and that reflect you, so that you don't feel like something's wrong with you, because you enjoy something, right?
Exactly.
And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Long as if it's not hurting anybody.
That's right.
And it makes you feel good.
Yes.
But I gotta say that. So I always say I like the B and the D. I like the D and the S, but I don't like the S and the M. And somebody told me, because I don't like pain really. And somebody said, see, that's where he said, you just haven't, you don't know what level you may like. And I was like,
oh, they gave me a different perspective because I'm just like, nah, hell no. But I like the flogger, but I don't like the paddle. I think it's my sorority days when I had to get in the cut. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It could be, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Mama, you'll sitting over there, mama whooping it's like, I can't, that ain't sexy to me.
Yeah. But when I paddle you, you be liking it.
No, I don't. I like when you flog me. I volunteer as tribute sometimes when you need somebody to paddle. But it don't. I'll be like, I'll be tensing up like.
She be like,
but then I gotta play around like, this is great.
It's the anticipation of the sting. That
I know. And so it's like, that's the reason why I do want to, you know what I'm saying, connect and learn with someone, because maybe there might be levels that I don't know that I can go to.
Yeah.
And but that's what I always say. But somebody just like planted that seed in me. It was like, no, you may not. It might be, you know, it might be some levels that you don't know about. And I was like, oh, okay. So I might come out and be like, I didn't know I like that shit.
You never know.
I do like electro play though.
See, and that's something I have yet to explore.
Just on a nipple.
That's something that I really want to explore.
Yeah.
I like the feeling. It's like a shock. It's like
we're gonna have something for the Melanated Sex Expo, and that's our next question is...
Why you say it like that?
Yeah.
For the
Melanated Sex Expo.
Melanated Sex Expo.
Yes.
She said it all sexy.
I know, right? It's my phone sex days. You know, I gotta
You
get
was a
in.
phone sex operator too?
I was.
Girl.
I've been a sex worker for 15, 16 years now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got it. And me, I'm telling you, I thought I was doing something.
Yeah.
I was like, you wasn't doing shit. I didn't even know what my G-spot was till I was over 40.
Well, that's okay. It's
a lot of people are like, but a lot of people are like that. That's why I'm here, because I'm like, bitch, I know you like me.
Yes.
And you need to get your shit together.
But where do you think that comes from? Where do you think that apprehension
it is cultural
yes.
and religious stigma.
Yeah.
And that is our whole goal, to get over that.
Yeah.
And I have to add the cultural too.
Yeah.
Because as Black people, we feel like we have to wear the weight of our race
world.
On our shoulder.
Yep.
I can't do that, because then people think that all Black people are like that. I can't experience, but I can't do what I love, because then somebody might be like, oh, y'all Black people some nasty ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like we somehow feel, and then we hate it when we were in class and the only Black person, and they say, can you give the Black person's perspective? I'm like, I can give you my perspective,
right. but I can't give you the whole nigga's perspective.
We not a monolith. And so the whole thing is that we have to overcome that. So, or you know, your moms and everybody told you, ladies don't do this. You don't suck dick. You don't. I remember, and I grew up in the era where I remember in the 90s, people were saying they wasn't eating coochie and they wasn't sucking dick. Everybody
lying.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was anal. Like that was the thing. It was like, oh, that's white people shit. No, it's not. You know, so it's like all these different things that we have to overcome.
Yes.
And my generation, I am so, you know, I want to just be like, it's okay. It's okay to experience pleasure. It's okay that you don't know where your G-spot is, but come and learn.
Yes.
So you can squirt and do all the little wonderful things
Yes.
that I didn't know that I could do until my 40s. 40. And then I got married at 48. And I was like, oh, shit. Did I get married? No, I got married at 49. And I was like, oh, shit, my husband, I'm not gonna be able to explain. He just is free. We just having together. We exploring and experiencing.
We having a good old time.
Like, I'm loving my 40s and 50s, and I want other Black women and other Black people to experience pleasure to the fullest.
Yes,
I think that's just lack of self-exploration.
Well, that's the key right there. Is that's the reason why we did the expo. And so I want to ask you this question. Why is the expo so important? Why is the Melanated Sex Expo so important to you?
I think providing a space for Black folks to come together and realize, one, that you're not alone in your kink.
Yes.
That you can learn from other Black folks, to get rid of the stigma that comes along with being in the kink community and being a person of color. Providing that space, being intentional with the space that you are providing, and bringing in folks that are a part of the lifestyle, that can teach, that can educate, bringing those folks
Properly.
in properly.
Yes.
Properly.
Come on.
But just providing that space, a hub of education, of knowledge, of entertainment is so imperative, especially for us, because it feels like sometimes like you're the only one.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, when you live in a place where there are not many chocolate chips in the cookie dough.
Right.
Come on.
You know, you can feel like the only one, but when you see all of these people coming in and that realization, like,
Yes.
you like that too?
Right.
I'm not crazy.
I know. I think it's giving the community something that is very much needed. It's needed to explore your sensuality
In a safe space.
in a safe space.
A judgment-free zone.
Yes.
And a place where you can feel seen and heard.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. And that's how I felt even too with the burlesque
Yes.
show. It was like, these are my people.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Like, it's so much beauty in burlesque.
I felt seen.
And
when I
all
was
you
there. Yeah.
all you see usually is like white folks, and the fact that you can see beautiful chocolate bodies dancing and just giving you that tease, and it, to me, burlesque, it's just so beautiful and sexy and sensual, and it's an art that, you know, a lot of people don't know that black people do.
Yes.
And so that's what was so dope
Yes.
for me.
Burlesque,
And it is much needed.
It is the history of burlesque, especially the Black queer history of burlesque, runs so deep and is so rich. Burlesque is one of the only art forms that gives you total autonomy of your body. You decide how you present yourself to your audience. You decide what they will and what they will not see.
Hello.
You know, providing that type of entertainment of tease and mystery and sensuality and sexuality, and telling a story at the same time with your choreography, your costuming, your music, your movement. It's a type of entertainment that has been a part of American history since the early 1900s that so many people don't know about. And this
And a
art
lot of
form-
black women.
A lot
When you look
of
back
black
at
women.
when you look back at films and stuff, and you think about even like, you
the
know,
Josephine Baker.
right, and the
Yeah.
different shows and stuff. The different films that I've seen, and the women, that was burlesque then.
Yes.
The risque,
Yes,
all
the
of that.
Cotton Club out in
Yes,
Harlem.
sex,
It's,
right.
Yes. It's
Burlesque.
It's
Yeah.
a part of our history, and keeping that art alive, especially when the black community, is so important to me.
Yes.
So thank y'all for coming. I really appreciated y'all coming
listen,
out. It was
we jumped when I saw that flyer. I was like, it's on one thing. Kiki and I, we will do is we try to support as much as we can. Like, because we want everybody to win.
Yes,
There's no
thank
scarcity
you.
mindset here.
We're not in competition with
Yeah,
nobody.
no, because and then it's like the type of people that we are. Like, I went to Sex Geek Summer Camp and I learned a lot on the business side.
Yes.
I'm ready to share that. That's the whole purpose of our community that we created on our Facebook group. And maybe we need to create another group. I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, but we have a Facebook community called the AZ Pleasure Community. And it's like really trying to share stuff, like, you know, because on the, like when you say you're on the creative side, sometimes people don't know the business side. They don't know about, okay, I need to collect email addresses so that when I have events, I have an audience that I can reach out to. So how do you do that? Like, how do you create a freemium? How do you know what I'm saying? All these little different things. Storytelling, instead of constantly selling stuff, tell stories.
Yes.
Story sale. How do you incorporate that in your business? All these different things that can't wait to share with the community, because I love this community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you know, even in the process, like I'm rolling out my other businesses, like really getting into retreats.
Yes.
How do we create sensual retreats? And people don't, and the cool thing about retreats and how to make them profitable. So like, I invest in myself. So I'm spending thousands of dollars to learn how to master different things so that I can bring this to this community, because my love for this community is so tough. People don't, it's like the work that we do, the work that you do is so important. It's just as important as what other people are doing. I'm sorry, I'm about to get emotional.
It's okay.
Because, and it's so undervalued. You know, people need us so much. And you know, and they want to hide us in these dark spaces and corners, but people need human touch. People need pleasure. People need these things to have a very fulfilling life. So what you do is so important. And I just want to do whatever I can so we can all win.
That's
period. But in addition to winning, be profitable.
Hello.
That's what we trying to work. How can we be profitable with it? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know,
it's coming.
It's you know how you know what your calling is?
Yeah.
I was like, that's what the hell. Like, I don't have to be the dime. I don't have to have the BDSM. I don't want to do that. How can I help you? What can I do to help you elevate you and put your shit on the platform so you could be the bond, so you could be like, oh, I'm an international this and I'm, you know, I traveled, or I wrote a book, or I'm this and that, and that is I felt like that's my calling, and our calling is to create platforms to put to bring all of our beautiful Black and brown people out here to the world, because it's important.
That's what's coming.
It's important.
It's just important to us, and again, like, you know, we're serious about this, because this heifer don't be crying like this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she's not a crybaby. I'm the crybaby.
I'm Ralph Tresvant. I got some sensitivity.
but it's good though, because it shows us that we are for the people.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, we are for the people. We're not about bullshit. We are not in competition with anyone. We are here to help, heal, and make liberation happen for our people.
I love us.
Yeah, the only thing I tell you,
real.
sometimes
like, we love us for real.
Right, but sometimes we be like, we be giving up too much. We could have made some money. We could have kind of packaged that some kind of, but it's like we just be like, oh, let me share. But and we working on that. We working on getting better with that on the business side of it. But it's just the love and the compassion. It's like,
it's just there. So that's why we're tasting the victory. Like, it's right there at our fingertips, and we know we have something, because when we saw so many people respond to us for last year's expo, and we were just like, because when we did it the year prior, we had I need people to understand, we had one fucking class in 2023 when we had our expo. One. We had over 13. We were have over 12 classes for 2024.
And different performance, and that's when we knew, even in our community, like in this space, that is much needed, because even like if you go and do burlesque or teach burlesque in other places, it's still not a space just for us,
right?
And so that's what's important, and I really can't wait to see the chocolate box burlesque again.
I can't wait to see what you do for the expo. I'm just like, what's she about to do? What's she about to throw together?
I'm really excited.
But whatever it is, we are here to support. And one of the things that we wanted to do too was bridge that gap. We didn't want it to just be the pleasure community of Phoenix. We wanted to be Tucson, Phoenix. We don't care, wherever our people are. We want to support. We got to go to Flagstaff and support the two people up there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go
up there at Flagstaff.
We gonna go up there and support. And so that is the whole thing, is like how we bridge that gap, how we support each other. And I didn't realize, like, the more and more we come out here, we like, it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us, and so we got to get out of these silos. And so so we the type of people, like, we lifers, so you ain't going nowhere.
I'm here.
No, we're locked in.
I'm here. I am locked in.
Period.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all, both of you, your energy, your support.
We silly, I know.
But you know what? Coming from a place where, like I said, where you feel like you're by yourself, and you just throw it out to the universe, just please send me somebody, some help, some support, and then for you to come, and it feels very serendipitous. I'm a true believer that there are no accidents, there are no coincidences, there are no mistakes. Everything that happens in your life, good, bad, and in between, is designed to help you be the person that you're destined to be. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
And we appreciate you. And I know that there's many more things to come. Things in the works, and just however we can support you and your, what it is that you're doing, let us know.
I definitely will let you know. I got some things in the works.
Whatever we can do to help.
And then even in terms of introductions, and one thing that we do, Kiki and I, we travel Like, we go to a lot of different places and meet people at other spaces and other. I can't wait till we soon going international and hit some spots.
Yeah, because we got when we officially launched the expo, we got hit with so many people from all over the globe wanting us to come to Africa, wanting us to come to Europe.
Yeah, somebody asked us to come to Africa.
Yeah.
What? That's not
right.
You know what?
Like, we got reached out from everywhere. So we were like, oh, and people were like, oh, you gonna come to Texas? Or you gonna come to New York? Or you gonna come to Miami? Or you gonna come here? You gonna come to Canada? Like, niggas was asking from everywhere.
We trying to get our people here. We trying to put our people on here first. Right. You know what I'm saying? So wherever we go, we taking them with us.
Yes.
One thing that we do, like, we always like to stay. Like, when we work with people, we always try to find ways to keep bringing them on or incorporate them and somehow in what it is that we're doing. Right. And it's like, I know right now, like, even sometimes financially, everybody's like struggling. It costs money to do events and all these different things. And so we try to find ways because we believe in people need to get paid for their time. And so we try to do as much as we can to do that or find some kind of way to incorporate it, and ultimately we want to be doing retreats, so that'll be the next thing.
Creating grant money out there. There is grant money out there for art.
We will be traveling in 2025 a lot. After the expo, we'll be going to Exotica in Chicago.
Ooh. Oh
yeah. So we're getting the group together.
When is that?
I think it's usually in April of every year. It's in Chicago.
Okay. The first one was
we were gonna go to the one in New Jersey this year, but I didn't travel so much. I don't even have any vacation time. Like, I can't wait to be able to leave. I can't wait to be able to be like, this job no longer serves me. I have to do my mission in life. But right now, this job pays for the things that I'm doing right now, unfortunately. But you know what? One can dream. One can dream. You know what I'm saying? It's setting my plans. Yes. But definitely, we do want to go to Exotica. We wanted to go to Sex Down South this year.
It's in Atlanta. Right?
It's always in Atlanta.
Marla. I love Marla.
We both love Marla.
You know, she did.
She came to South. She came to Tucson.
We did Sex by Southwest, and that's when she connected with the polyamorous group there.
Yes.
And then we ended up doing the Southwest Love Fest too. Those were the 2 times we went to Tucson before we came to your show. Otherwise, I had never been to Tucson, and I was like, oh, Tucson. Okay, it's dusty just like Phoenix.
It is. It definitely is.
It ain't no difference. But I do notice it's a lot more artsy.
Yes.
Yes, it's a lot
especially
more
downtown.
Open
I was like, okay,
and artsy. I was like,
a lot of galleries.
So maybe
a lot of studios.
OMG, maybe we might be bringing some things to Tucson.
Okay.
Collaborations.
Yes.
We could stay here all day talking about all that stuff. But we just thank you so much for coming. You came all the way from Tucson. I know you know, and being on our podcast. And we should be rolling that out. We'll be rolling it out soon. We get everything and tagging you and everything. We'll make sure to put all your information in the show notes.
Yes, please.
That's what Kiki's in charge of. And tell people, you can tell people right now how people can find you.
You can find me on Instagram for your pleasure and desire. I am Nikki Styles XOXO. For Burlesque Entertainment, I am It's Like Candid.
Hey, I'm singing when you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's not the song. That's not the song. You can find me on those 2 platforms on Instagram. Like I said, I'm on FetLife as well. So reach out, say hi,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say hi to the mystery. So you can get fucked up.
Thank you so much, Mistress Nikki Styles.
Thank you.
And so you have just watched an episode of
Sex, Love, and the Black Experience.
Who are we?
We niggas. That's what it is.
Thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Pew, pew, pew. You know I gotta do my pew, pew, pew.
Thank you for watching Sex, Love, and the Black Experience podcast. Please continue to tune in and keep watching. And follow us at omgoddesses.com. Join our VIP list. Or Facebook and IG at omgoddesses20 and Twitter at omgoddesses.